As a U.S. citizen with a significant other abroad in a foreign country, wanting to make your long distance relationship closer, what do you do? Do you marry that person in their country and then file a petition for them to become a lawful permanent resident while they await in their country? Or do you have them come here on a tourist visa and then get married 90 days later? Or do you file for a fiance visa? There's so many different ways, and this video is for you to help you understand what are your options. So, I've received a lot of phone calls recently from American citizens who have a significant other located in another country. And what they're not sure of is what they should do. Should they go to the foreign country and get married to their significant other, then petition for their significant other and have them wait in that country while they have a long distance relationship as a married couple? Or should they have their significant other come here on some sort of tourist visa or ESTA, get married, and then have the person adjust status here? What's the best thing to do? What's the legal thing to do? So here are my thoughts. And I've had experience in representing somebody who came in as a tourist and adjusted because they got married. And I've also had experience in representing a person who we filed for a fiance visa. And I've had experience in someone who got married and just waited for the whole process abroad. So every option is feasible. It really depends on your specific circumstances. So I'll give you each option in detail, and then you can decide what is best for you. So if you are located here in Miami, for instance, and let's say your significant other is located in Germany, and the two of you are engaged, you can go to Germany and have your wedding in Germany. The US government will recognize the foreign marriage certificate. That was one question that somebody called about today. And after your marriage, you decide you need to come back here because your job is here, their job is there. Well, what you can do is you can file a petition I-130, which is the marriage visa, plus the I-485, which is the residency petition, and you can have your husband or wife now wait in their country while you just go back and forth and travel, because they cannot travel back and forth unless you file what's called a petition I-129F. The petition I-129F is a petition that asks the US government to give your husband or wife the ability to come here and work here while their I-130 is pending. What you have to do is show proof that you've filed the I-130, that you've received a receipt notice, and that your husband or wife is actually your husband or wife. And they can then come here and wait for throughout the pendency of their I-130 petition and then file for the I-485. So that's an option. Many people don't want to do that because sometimes the I-129F, which gives them the authority to come here, takes as long as the I-485. So why do that if you can just do the whole kit and caboodle and do the I-30 and I-485 over there and just wait till the process is done, rather than file the I-129F and bring them here? It's up to you. If you want to try to get them here and possibly the processing time for the I-129F is shorter than the I-485, then go ahead and do that and bring your husband or wife over here so that you too can be together sooner and wait for the I-130 to be granted. Hopefully it will be granted and not denied. All right, the other option that I have seen happen is that the couple who are together, one of the foreigner comes here on a tourist visa or an ESTA, and then they get married, and then they file for the foreigner to adjust status. They file the I-130 and the I-485 and the I-539 to adjust status. Now, is that a good idea? it's not the greatest idea if you get married right away, because the problem is that the USCIS officer is going to look at the intent of the person when they came in. Since they came in on a tourist visa, supposedly their intent is to stay here for a short period of time. But if they get married within a few weeks of coming here, the problem is that that looks like that foreigner was being untruthful to the government, saying that they were technically coming here on a temporary basis as a tourist, but in actuality, their intentions were to come here, get married, and stay here permanently. The government doesn't like to be lied to, and they may deny the I-130 simply because of the fact that the initial intentions of the foreigner coming over here were untruthful. So if you are going to go that route where you come here on a tourist visa, at least wait some time. I would say 90 days, because it shows that, it's possible that you may have come here with true intentions of visiting, but you changed your mind. So definitely wait, but my advice is always to do it a different way. But if you have to do it this way, the petitions are most often granted if you wait the right amount of time. The other way is to get engaged to your significant other and file for a K-1 visa. This type of filing, I think, is for people who are willing to take time, for people who want to plan that big wedding, they want to plan 2 years out or a year and a half out, and they're just willing to wait and do the long distance. These are for people who maybe have jobs and they don't need to rush to get married. And they just want to go the slow route and they're willing to do long distance. So the K-1 visa is another option. The K-1 visa is taking 8 months to about a year, but in that way, you apply for your fiance. The fiance comes over when it's granted, and then you get married within 90 days. That's a condition of the K-1 visa. And then once you get married, you can file the I-130 and the I-485. So those are the different options for people who are in love and are going through a long distance relationship and want to make that commitment, but also have the added stress of figuring out the best immigration routes for their significant other who's a foreigner and hopefully will become a resident. And that's about it. And if you want some further clarification on this, please contact my office. Our information is coming up here shortly, and I'd be glad to have a consultation with you.